All to you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, I think let's get started, guys. Yeah. So we talked about what are some of the transformations in the last session. Yeah. So we ended up with what having discussion with union transformation, where we understood like how one can start performing the data combination from two sources or three sources or whatever, right? So that's what we discussed, and we could able to combine so without any issues. But now the question, did we perform conditional combination? Answer is no. So that's what so we need to take a look at on today's session. In a sense, let us say we get data from two source systems and we need to combine the data based on what common columns between these two sources. Like example, department number of department table that will become as foreign key to department number and employee table, or from file to file, whatever. We need to build a what you call functional condition using which we can perform the data combination, right? So that we are going to see on today's session. So to do that, we can use what either lookup or joiner transformation. Yeah. So when to choose what? So let me share my desktop. Yes. I hope all of you could able to see my desktop, right? Yes. Answer is yes, right? Yes or no?
Yes, we are able to see. Yes, we are able to see.
Yeah. Fine. So let us talk about it. Yeah. So let us start with first and foremost combinable transformation, which we call the joiner transformation. Yeah. So which means we can combine the data by applying what a condition could be based on a single column or multiple columns. For example, let's say we got two tables, T1 with a column name C1 and table 2 and with a column C1. So this way we can build what simple what you call join, or we can say inner join or normal join. Yeah. So there are synonyms. So which means we could get the data in the target which matches with this particular condition. So that's it. So prerequisite to perform joiner transformation, we should have at least two sources so that we can use two source systems for the comparison. That too, we need to have either common columns or relevant columns so that we can use them to apply condition. Accordingly, data combination would take place. Clear? So that's it. Let us try directly get into the practical examples because let's cover many transformations on today's session because now the lab is ready, right? We'll start getting into practical stuff. Yeah. Okay. So please log on to the tool, guys. So I've already logged in here. Okay. So let's say we have got source system or we have got data within the source directory where you can see SEQ1, SEQ2. So which means we can combine the data based on what two files also with a condition based on, let us say, C1 column. So let me open another source, which is going to be SEQ2, where we can see what common data, which is 1 and 4. Here also we got 1 and 4. So we are going to get matching records in the target. If you go with what? Normal one or inner join. So these records would not get matched. So that will not get transferred to a target. That's it. Yeah. So similarly, here also we don't have any match with other source system. Let us try doing it. Then we'll take it further. Yeah. So click on new. Yeah. And then select mappings and say create. Yes. So two sources. So please drag and drop on extra source here. By default, you'll have one. And remove the link by clicking on that link and press delete button from the keyboard. Yeah. So then we can select the joiner transformation. Yes. If you try to expand this plus, right, can you see master detail? Or we can say left table and right table. Yeah. Done, guys. So now let us try to configure source one. Maximize this. Go to source. And then select source file connection. So please select it. Yeah, click on select. Filter based on SAQ. So we got two files, right? I think yesterday we have already created it. So then select SAQ1.txt. Say okay. Yes. So here we can see the fields C1, C2, and C3. So type would be, let us say, string. That's fine because we are going to make use of conditional match, right? That's okay. Now let us configure second source. Please select second source all. Click on maximize. Then click on source and configure the properties. Yeah. Yeah. Now select all the file starts with SAQ. So we are selecting what second file which is going to be seq2.txt. Yeah? Say, okay. Yes. So here also, we could able to take a look at the columns here, C1, C2, and C3. Yeah. The structure is same anyway, but in this joiner case, we don't expect the same structure because if you have common column or columns which can be used for combination, that is more than enough. Yeah. But yesterday case, we talked about union, right? In that case, it is mandated that they have to have the common structure, but here it's not. Yeah. So this is how we can configure second source. Is it done, guys? All? Madhu, Anim, Syed, all. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Guys, you're all there, right?
Yeah, so actually I just had to restart the secure agent. So it's taking some
Oh,
time for me. Yeah.
fine. In that case, I'll just talk about theoretical part. So, yeah, let me start theory then. Yeah. So, yes, in case of joiner, right? So what we need here, we just need a condition based on two sources. In our case, just now what we did was, you have used seq_1. In that, we can use one column, which is equal to seq_2 and another column from second source. So it's common columns, right? So this way, we can build a condition, so which we call either normal join, you know, or we can also call it as inner join, or we can also call it as simple join. There are synonyms, guys, so we don't need to confuse here. But in Informatica, we use a term normal join. So let us stick to that. Yeah. Now, once we do that, common data from both the source systems would get transferred to a target. Yeah. So that's what happens with this particular normal join. Yeah. Now, we have got other types of joins like left outer or detail outer join. Left outer join. So which means, let us say seq1 is a left table, seq2 is a right table. Then what happens? In case of left outer join, it is equal to what? Normal join or inner join plus all unmatched records from left table. I repeat, all unmatched records from the left table. So that's what we can see in this particular left outer join. Clear, guys? So that's it. Yeah, which means why we need to go with this left outer join. The reason is what? Let's say seq1 is a source. This is what? A source which will be used for comparison. So which means if you don't want to lose any data from the primary source, which is SEQ1. In that case, we can go with what? Left outer, where we are going to capture unmatched records also. Remember here, because whether there is a match or not, we should get the data from the left table. That is why we can see a plus is what? All unmatched records from the left table. So that's it. So for example, in this case, we have got, let us say, two sources data, right? SEQ1, SEQ2. So one for there is a match, left table SEQ1, right? You'll also get what? 7, 8, 9. Apart from 1 and 4, yeah, 1 and 4, you'll also get what? 7. Yeah, all the rows, let us say 7, 8, 9. And what happens to the right table data? It will be either empty or null or blank. Yeah. So one of the result, we are going to get it from this particular white table because no match, right? In this case, there is a match for 1 and 4. You'll get the data from both the tables, which is from left table and also from right table. So this is only one difference that we can see with the against with the normal join. That's it. Now let us say we don't want to lose data from the right table. It's quite opposite to left outer join. So which we call right outer join or master outer join. So in this case, what happens? This is equal to normal join plus all unmatched records from the right table. So all unmatched records from the right table. That's it, which means here we are going to focus on what? Not losing the data from the right table. Remember that. I repeat, in this case, we don't lose any data from the right table. Remember that. Yeah. So that's it. Like how this particular right outer join is going to work. Now the question in this case, so these two are matching records. So we are going to get these unmatched ones. That's a 1 and 4 over here, matching ones. And then on the right side, you'll get it. On the left side, you'll have either 0 or blank or null. Yeah? 0 or blank or null. Why? We are talking about three things here because depending upon the type, if it is a numeric type, it will be 0. If it is string type, blank or null. So that is what we could able to see over here. Yeah. So that's it. Like how this right outer join is going to work. Clear, guys? So that's it. Yeah. Now let us talk about another type of join, which we call full outer join. Why do we need it? In this case, let us say we don't want to lose any data from both the sources, which is left and right sources. In that case, we can use what I call full outer join, where full outer join is equal to FOJ, which is full outer join, is equal to normal join plus left outer join plus right outer join. Yeah. Or we can say unmatched rows from left table, unmatched rows from left table plus unmatched rows from type table. Yeah. That's it. So this is equal to what? Pull out or join. Yeah. So that's it. Like how pull out or join is going to work. Clear, guys? So that's it. So yeah, these are different types of joins supported by ISCS. Same as Power Center, nothing different from that. Now, let us talk about some advanced options. Remember, so advanced options, let us say, are we going to use sorted data as input to joiner in order to perform join? Answer is yes and no. Because if the data is already pre-sorted, join happens faster. If not, join happens slower. It's as simple as that. So which means we can also take pre-sorted data as input to this particular joiner. Yeah. So that because already indexed, right? So join happens faster. So we all know that. Yeah. So, but it's not mandatory. If we directly use join also, it would work, but internally it would perform creation of indexes like sorting, and then now apply corresponding type of join. So that's what happens with this particular, what you call one of the advanced option. So apart from that, we'll also have cache specification, or we can also use what you call data cache, index cache. So because these are the optimal options, guys. So if we have the data calculation based on the volume of data, index calculation based on the number of keys that we use, accordingly can specify index size and also data size so that joiner performs faster than expected. So that's what we can say with this particular, what you call joiner transformation. That's it, guys, about joiner. If you have any questions with respect to functionality, you can ask now. Yeah. Is it ready now, Adi? If it is ready, then you can start
Yeah.
getting into practical stuff. Ready, right?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, perfect. Now let's start getting the tool, guys. I request everyone to get into the tool. Yeah. And then uh, create new mapping. So you'll get empty mapping and remove that link. After that, we can drag and drop second source. So please do this. I'll just wait for a while because you need to make sure that all 4 building blocks are part of mapping design. Yeah. Yes. Now let us try to configure first source. So please click on first source, guys. Maximize and configure source. So here, so please select source for connection. Yeah. And default is single object. And then click on select and supply SCQ1. Yeah, so you can see SCQ1, right? So please select that. Yeah. Similarly, we can repeat the same procedure for the second source system. Please select second source and click on source and supply the connection name and then file name here. Here also same thing. We can search for the files starting from SAQ. So you can say SAQ2. So please select that. That's it. So make sure that we got common columns from both the sources. That's also not mandatory. Even if we have different column names, but there has to be linkage between the column of one source with column of another source. That's a mandatory stuff. Yeah. Column names, if you have similar column names, it's okay. If not, also it's okay. Then click on restore. Now let us map source to master, source one to detail. Yeah. Yes. Now let us map this to a target. Yeah, that's fine. Now we need to start getting into the configuration of the joiner transformation. So please click on the joiner transformation, maximize it. So go and check the incoming fields. And you see here, there's a message here. There's a conflict because it expects different column names, but you can resolve this conflict by clicking on resolve field name conflicts. So please click on that, guys. Resolve field name conflicts. Here we can select prefix where we can supply S1 underscore, which is source one. Yeah. and then say okay. Yes, see, now it got resolved, right? Because we have put suffix for one source, so which is reflected in the bottom. See, S1 underscore C1 and S1 underscore C2, S1 underscore C3. This is from origin, which is SEQ1. So SEQ2 part, we have not done any change because now we can see different names in both the sources. Yep. I think we are on the same page, right? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. But go to join condition. Can I say, guys, if you look at the join type, if you click on drop down, where we can see here there are 4 types of joins supported by the joiner transformation. Let's say we are starting with normal join, which means we are going to get common data between these two sources. Right? Now we can see here simple. Click on plus and select C1 from source 1 and C1 from source 2. Because as per theory, what we discussed was we are trying to focus on what I call one column, which is C1 column to perform data combination. Same thing we are trying to do practically, but we can add n number of join conditions like what we can see here. But let's say we're starting with one column. Yeah. And then click on restore. So after that, we can start configuration of target properties. Yeah. Yeah. Select target and select target file connection and supply the target file name. Let's say we are using create new runtime. So we can say here normal join result with C1 column dot txt. So please apply this. Yeah. Then say okay. That's it. Restore. Then supply the mapping name, mapping underscore join with, let us say, two sources. Because we can join data from more than two source systems also. Yeah. Now we are trying to focus on two sources over here. Yeah. Yeah. And then save it. I hope all done, right? On this side, all. I hope all done, right? It's a very simple equality condition, nothing else. C1 from source 1 equal to C1 from source 2. It's as simple as that. Like in database, we can write this query inner join keyword, right? And in local power center, it is exactly the same as what we have done now. Or we can also do it with some other tools. Yeah, fine. Let us try to run this and wait for the status. Yeah. Now let us try to refresh this. Yeah, can you see here? We got 4 common rows. Let us see what are those. Yeah. So because 1, 4, right? There are 4 rows which has got 1 and 4 is 1. So total 5. Let us see in the target. Yes, there are 4 ones on the left table, which matches with right table first row, and then second row has got 4, which matches with second row of second source system. So we can clearly see the data. This is from one source data. This is from second source data. That's it. So this is how we can combine the data from both the source systems with a condition here. So we have got some other unmatched ones, right? Here, if you take this unmatched one, if you take SEQ2, it's unmatched one. That's it. Yeah. So there is one unmatched from one table, another one matched from another table. That's it. Like how this particular normal join would work, right? Now let us try to get into other types of joins. Like we have left outer or right outer or master outer, detail outer. So click on the joiner transformation. Yeah. Or before we modify here, what we can do is we can make a copy of this mapping, because at the end of the training, we'll take a backup, or we can export all the mappings or task that we do, right, to XML file. So let us have separate mapping for it, and we'll create one more mapping for other types of join. We don't need to create, it's just a major copy of this mapping. Yes. So this one, right? Select this, and then we can say new. Yeah. So on the right side, you can see dotted button. Click on it and copy to. Can you see here? Please select copy to all. Yeah. So click on copy to and specify the location where you want to make a copy. Click on select. See, it's already there. It's going to create a copy. Yes. Can you see? Now, So this is the original one. This is a copy. You can see name, right? It's name change. Now we can just select three dotted button, rename. So we can just put your name as what? So some outer join. Let's say master outer join. Yeah. Fine. Yeah, and then says save. That's it. Yeah. Of how to create a copy of the mapping. Yeah. Done, guys. Now let's click on it. So now we open another mapping. Yeah, that's it. You can clearly see the name, right? Master outer join. Now click on joiner transformation. Now we need to change from normal join to master outer join. So please click on the joiner transformation. Click on maximize. Go to join condition. And then select join type as what? Master outer. So which means master outer means all the matching records plus unmatched records in the detailed table. That's what the concept of Informatica master outer join. Yeah. So please select master outer and then save it. Rest everything is same. There's no change. Restore and run. Okay. Yeah, meantime, if you have any questions, you guys can ask. Yeah. Now let us try to refresh. Yes, we could able to see 6 rows now. Yeah. So which means there are matching ones and some are unmatched. Some means on here because last time we got 5 matching records, right? Now we got only one extra record which is unmatched. Now let us go and verify the result. Yeah, can you see here? First 5 rows where there is a match. last one. Can you see here? This is the right table data, and on the left side, or we can say right side, the data is what? Empty. So that's which means in this case, we are not losing the data from detailed table. Yeah. So that's it. I hope all of you have got the same result. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Fantastic. So now let us repeat the same procedure quickly because we've already done, right? So go to Explore and rename the same mapping with the right outer. Select it, go to the right side and copy it to the same location. Keep both. So now we can see this is a copyright. We can just rename this. So rename it to, you can put here detailed outer join. That's it. Rest everything is same. Yeah. And then says save it. Yeah. Now you will see here, right? First one. Click on that. Yes. Next, click on join transformation. Go to join condition. Change from master outer to detail outer. That's all. Rest everything is same. There's no change. Yeah. Yes. Let us save this and run. So earlier we have seen 1, whatever. Right now we'll have different kind of result. Let us see. First 5 will be same. Only last 2 would differ now. Let us see that. Because it's equal to what? Inner join plus all unmasked rows from the master. Like we have 7, 8, 9, right? That we're going to get it. Yeah, refresh this. So can you see here? We got the 6 rows. Yeah. Let us see the data. See now the data is different. 7, 8, 9. That's what we expected, right? This is equal to right outer join. This means data from right table and left table data either empty or null. In this case, empty. That's it. Yeah. So I hope we got it right. This is straightforward, so we don't need to spend a lot of time here because we know it already. Yeah. Now the last type of join, let's quickly finish it. It's a combination of inner join, left and right. You'll get all. Let's make a copy of this mapping quickly. Copy it to same folder with the name change. Yeah. button and then rename. Here you can say what? Full option.
Can we also create the reusable mapping in the cloud?
Yeah, very much possible. Like Maplet, right?
Yep.
Yes, we have that. I'll talk about it anyway. Yes. Now let's click on this full order join mapping. Yes, see, you can see full order joining. Then click on joiner, maximize, go to join condition and select full order. Please select it. Yes. Now let us say, so it's a combination of three types of join. Matching, unmatched from left table, unmatched from right table. So you get 7 rows now. Let us see. Yeah, go to my jobs and select full order join. Yes, this one, right? So it's completed. So here we can see what 7 success rows. Yeah. Now let us see the result in the target. Yeah, can you see here? Till this normal join, this one left outer join, this is right outer join. So it's a combination of data from 3 types of joins. Now we can say matching records plus unmatched from right table plus unmatched from left table. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Clear, guys, to everyone? That's it. This is one way to combine the data from 2 sources. Now, so let us try to focus on other combinable transformation, which we call lookup transformation. Yeah. Lookup also, it is going to take 2 sources as input and then apply lookup condition. Yeah. And lookup has got 2 types. One, connected lookup, other unconnected lookup. Yeah. Yeah. So let us try doing it. Connected means the pipelining. Unconnected means no pipelining. What does it mean? Let me talk about it. Yeah. So let us say we got a source, then we got a lookup, then target. This is what we call connected, which means line with arrow indicates what? A pipe or a buffer or a link through which data transfer would take place. So this is what we call pipelining. So So this, if you use pipelining, then we can say that it's going to be connected lookup transformation. Right? Now another category, which is going to be what unconnected, where we can configure the lookup, then we'll have source followed by, so we need to make a call to lookup from other transformation, let's say expression transformation example, then have a target. So in this, in expression, we are going to call lookup. Yeah. So that's it. And output of this particular lookup will be, we can store it in what the lookup result. That's it. So this is how we can perform data combination based on what? Two types of lookups. One connected one, other unconnected one, which is this one, right? So that's it, guys. Like how connected unconnected lookup is going to work. Now, let us try to understand the configuration part. So from the syntax perspective, right? Simple. First, we need to identify the column as what? Lookup enabled column. First thing. Second, we can build a condition. And third, we can have return ports of columns. Yeah. So by default, all the columns will be returned in case of connected lookup. In case of unconnected, so we can return only one column. For example, let's say we got a code and value. So for a given code, example I and D, you'll get corresponding value, which is going to be India. So in this kind of scenarios, we can think of using the lookup transformation. Yeah, that's it. Which means for any key, we can get corresponding value. So it maintains what we call key value pair, or we can also say name value pair. So that's it. Like how this particular what we call lookup transformation is going to work. Clear, guys? Yeah. So that's it. Now let us try to perform it practically. Yeah. Ready, guys? I think we're all ready, right? Yes or no? Sayed, Adi, Nagraj, Rohit, all. Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. Go ahead.
Let us try to click on. Yes, please. Oh, you need to a bit louder. I can't hear.
I'm starting. We can go ahead. Good.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So yeah, fine. So let us select a mapping and then say create. Yeah. We are starting with what connect and lookup. So select source. Source anyway, we have it already. Then we are trying to select what lookup transformation. Yeah. Now same thing. Whatever sources that we have used for joiner, we are going to make use of same thing here, so that we can compare the results of lookup against with the results of the joiner transformation. Right? So please select the source maximize and configure the source. So say SCQ1 is going to be the primary source in lookup. So please click on drop down and select source file connection. Then click on select then select SEQ, click on search. And enable this radio button. Say OK. So yeah, so please perform this. Yeah, so we can see, right? C1, C2, and C3. And restore this. Now select the lookup. Source is done, right? Over. Now lookup. Click on lookup transformation. Maximize the screen. So if you select unconnected, it's another type of lookup. Anyway, we are focusing on connected, so we should not enable the checkbox. So click on incoming fields. So we got 3 fields to the source, which is SEQ1.txt. Yeah. And then select lookup object. So this way we need to supply the connection details for the lookup source. Yeah. So click on source file connection and select SEQ2. Yeah, select this. Say OK. Yeah, so please apply this thing, guys. Yes, can you see here? So if you look at these multiple matches, so it returns any row. If you want only first or last, you can specify or return all rows. By default, any one row. So which means latest. So we talked about lookup connection, return value. Now condition. There's a conflict, right? You can just click on resolve field names. Same, like what we did with the Java, right? Let's S1 underscore. We can just put as a prefix. Yeah, S1 underscore. And then say okay. Now it got resolved. So we need to supply the condition. Click on plus C1 from source, which is a lookup, and S1 underscore C1 from primary source. So lookup field will be compared with incoming field. But here, look at here. We can also use any relational operator over here. In earlier case, we have used only what? Equality, but here we can also use what? Any relational operator. Yeah? That's it. Then guys, now go to return fields. It is going to return based on lookup. This is a lookup, right? RS means lookup because we are using SEQ2 as a lookup source. If you want, we can enable this. By default anyway, all the fields data would be returned. That's it. Now we can configure the target and see the effect of the connected lookup transformation. Yeah. So please go to target and click on connection and select object. Yeah, let us say lookup connected result.txt. So lookup transformation is equivalent with left outer join. Remember guys, which means we are going to get all the matching records plus we are also going to get all the unmatched records from the left table. Left table here means what? SEQ1 in this source data. Yeah. So and then say okay. That's it. Restore it and supply the mapping name. So mapping underscore connected underscore lookup based on C1 column. Yeah, we can apply even multiple conditions, but we are trying to focus on a single condition, which is based on the C1 column. Yeah. And save it. Yeah. Yeah. Now the mapping is valid. Let us execute this and wait for the result. Yeah. So meantime, if you have any questions, so you can ask now.
Yeah, I have one question. So, what if I want to send only the column on which I'm going to join in the lookup? If I only want to send that value into the lookup, and the rest of the values should be populated into the target through source itself, and the lookup will only send the return column or return value into the target. How can I achieve that?
Okay. In that case, we need to customize it. By default, we cannot do it, but if you want to do it, we need to connect between the source and lookup with the specified columns. So that's what we need to do over here. Yeah. So which is not supported by default. For that, we can build a custom transformation to get the job done. Yeah. Right.
Custom transformation. So as in the lookup transformation by default won't support that.
By default, no.
Okay, so it has to be a custom transformation which will be created, which is not the lookup transformation. Is that right? That is a
Yes.
user-defined
No.
transformation.
Yes, user defined. You can also perform lookup concept over there also. I'll show like how it will be done with
Okay.
the custom transformation. I think
Okay.
so by using Java, right? So we can just write a code to get the job done. Yeah? It's not complex, very easy. Yeah.
Okay.
But in this case, that's a valid question because if you don't want all the column data to be transferred, we can just keep it out. So from the performance perspective, your question is well valid, but functional perspective, it won't make any difference. Are they?
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we executed already. Let us look at the result. Yeah. Can you see here? So what is the code? This is different, right? It's not generated. No? Is it executed or not?
I think you are not executed it.
It is done, right? 6 rows. What is the target? Pending? Lookup connected result. Where is that? We selected different connection about. Looks like it's different. Yes, that's the problem. So we need to select target file connection. Even earlier case also it would have been generated, but in the source. Yeah, yeah. This is the right. We already have it here. Yeah. See, we got all the matching rows, like all ones and 4. 5 matching rows, right? 1 unmatched row, which is equal to left outer join. It means all the rows from the left table and then right table data is empty over here, right? So that's it. Like how this particular lookup transformation is going to work. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Now, I hope all of you got the same result, right? Yeah. Now let us try to focus on unconnected lookup. After that, we will talk about the difference between the connected and unconnected and when to go for what. That we are going to see after performing an example with unconnected lookup. Let us try doing it. Create a new mapping, guys. Yes. Now, lookup is going to be either orphan or zombie. We have it as part of this mapping workspace, but there won't be any connectivity either from the source or to a target. No? So now let us configure the source, maximize, same source data, but result should be same in both the cases, meaning connected lookup and unconnected lookup. So please select the source file connection and click on select. And supply file name, which is SEQ1. Yeah. Say okay. Yes. This is same as earlier. There is no change till now. Now let's also configure the lookup, which is an independent piece, right? Yeah. Maximize this. Select unconnected here. Say okay. Remember, in order to perform lookup, we need three things. One, condition. Second, the source column, and third, return value. That's it. So these three need to be configured as part of either connected lookup or unconnected lookup. Let us try doing it here. Incoming fields. Let us say expect one column data as input to this particular unconnected lookup transformation. Let's say C1 input. Right? Please apply that. Yeah. Then click on the lookup object and configure the lookup properties. So click on connection, select source file connection, and then click on select, which is a lookup object. Yeah. Then supply filter, which is SEQ. Lookup, we are using SEQ2, right? So please select that, guys. Yeah, and then say okay. Yeah, now we configured what SEQ to connection only, and we have also added one incoming field. Two things are done: input column and also what lookup connection. And third is what lookup condition with a return. That part we are going to do now. Yeah. So let us select the lookup field, which is C1, and select C1 input. So this one is added by us. So which means from outside lookup object, others would make a call by supplying this particular input. Yeah. So that's it. So earlier what we did, because connector, right? The columns got transferred through link. Now it's unconnected, right? It won't get transferred. Instead, we added one empty input, and that particular empty input will be filled by column. That we are going to see how to make a call. Yeah. Then we can specify return fields. Can you see here? Let us say for a given key, we can get corresponding value. Here, we are using what? C1 as a key column and C2 as what? Return. Like we talked about theory also, right? So for a given key, you can get what? Corresponding value. Let's say C1 is country code and country name is what? India, which is a value. So please enable this radio button. So unconnected lookup does not return all the codes. It can return only one. Actually, this is the right way of doing it. With respect to what? Lookup. We want all the codes to return, and we need to go with then we need to go with the connected lookup. Yes. Next, we can just use what another transformation where we need to make a call to this unconnected lookup. So we can use either Java transformation, or we can use what even expression transformation also to make a call to unconnected lookup. Yeah. So let us select expression transformation, guys. Yes. Now we can go to expression transformation. For that, maximize this. Select incoming fields, which are C1, C2, C3. Then go to expression transformation and click on plus here, guys, to add one new expression. Through that, we are going to call unconnected lookup. Yeah. So I'll just put here return from what you call unconnected lookup. Yeah. Return value, let us say string. Yeah. Sorry. Say okay. Yeah. Now we can click on configure. Now select what built-in functions where you can see separate category, which is a lookup category. Yeah, in that, click on unconnected lookup. See, we got C1 input, right? That's what we get. But here, like what we got from the source is what C1, C2, C3. So you can just supply C1 and validate. So that's it. Like how to make a call to unconnected lookup from the expression transformation. Yeah. Yes. Say okay. I hope all done, right? Someone they Rohit or and say okay. That's it. Over. Now let's configure the target. So target for connection. Click on select. So now you can say lookup unconnected result.txt. And then say okay.
Where do we configure the cache details
Yeah.
for lookup?
Sorry.
Lookup cache configuration.
Cache. So
Yeah.
by default, it uses what static cache. If you want other types of cache like a persistent, shared cache, or dynamic, we can get it configured. Yeah. Yes. So for that, we can go to advanced configuration. Here you can see cache persistent, whatever, right? I'll talk about it. So I thought I'll talk about this thing when I talk about performance stuff. Yeah. Or else cache doesn't make sense at all. So because by default, use a default cache, right? We go with a different type of caches to get into what performance tuning. For example, use dynamic cache in case of less changes with respect to lookup data, and use persistent cache if you want to make use of same cache across a number of tasks or sessions, and use shared cache in case if you have lookup usage more than once in a given mapping. That's it. That's a straightforward concept, but we configure them uh, for the performance reasons, not from the functionality perspective. Yep.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Clear, Brahma?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let us save it. And run. Yeah, so let us try to refresh. See, we got all 6 rows, which is same as earlier. There's no change. Only change will be the usage, which is unconnected, nothing else. Yeah. Now let us see the result of the target. Yeah, can you see here? Result is exactly similar. See, all ones, matching ones, and unmatched ones here. So order is different. We don't care about order, right? Yeah. So that's it. Like how we can get unconnected lookup done. This is the C2 data, right? Only one column data we got it here. Yeah. That's it, guys. Like how unconnected lookup is going to work. Yeah. So with this, we'll take a break for 15 minutes. After we come back, we'll talk about bit complex transformation, which is going to be hierarchy parser, where we are going to understand like how to read data from XML file and get it converted to linear form or relational form like table or file, whatever, right? So that we are going to see after the break. So before we take a break, in case you have any questions, please shout out. Yeah, if there are no questions, let's take a break. Yeah. So 10, right? We'll meet around 4:25.
I have one small doubt. How can we
Yes,
migrate Informatica Power Center code to IICS?
my voice is not there. Can you please come closer to the mic and speak out?
So can we migrate a code from Informatica Power Center to IICS?
Yes. See, there are three ways to do it. One, there is a PCA2 IACS migration tool, which is one service as part of this microservices. And second, through MapRed also, we can, let's say whatever MapRed that have been built in Power Center, we can get it imported directly here, we have got an interface. And third, workflow. Let's say we have built workflows, a number of workflows in Power Center, we can import it onto IACS. These are the three ways we can migrate from Center to IACS. Prasad?
Okay, but few transformations were not available in IICS, right? So how
Example?
those transformations will be handled?
Example?
So, for example, update strategy or something.
Okay. So that is taken care. See, that's what I said. We have got a tool. If you say import, right, as part of import, it would take care. For example, we don't need update strategy. So update strategy,
Okay.
we use it for what? Just to perform either update or insert or upset, delete, such operations, right? That we could as well do it in the target table itself with the relevant options. That is taken care by this migration automatically. We don't need to do it, Prasad,
Okay. Okay.
right? So which means
Okay.
there is no update strategy, corresponding option will be used as part of migration automatically. So I would say that IASS has got more features than Power Center. Just remember that. Remember this line, you'll understand as you go. Yeah, okay, Prasad?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, so let's take a break. We'll meet around, let's say, 4:30. Yeah, I think let's continue, guys. I hope all of you could able to hear me, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So now we will talk about another transformation, which is hierarchy parser transformation. Yeah. So let me share my desktop. Now get into integration. Yeah. So look at here, guys. In order to perform parsing, this sort of XML data. So we need to understand like what does this particular XML contains. Second, we also need to understand how to read it. To read it, are we going to use direct XML data or something else? That's a question, right? Answer is what? We can use XSD, which is XML schema definition. Yeah. So XML schema definition, or we can also use WSDL, which is web services definition language. I think this part I talked about, right? Yes or no, guys? Web services transformation. Yeah. Or we can also use simple XML also, or we can also use JSON. Yeah. So, which means these four will act as a structure, but input would be in the form of what? XML data. That's it. Yeah. Now, in order to configure this, the first thing what we need to do. So we need to first get XSD if it is available. If not, create XSD based on what XML data. Like for example, we talked about seq1.txt, right? That contains a data file. Then based on that, we could able to create metadata, which is C1 integer or C2 integer, C3 integer, whatever. This is what is called metadata. So this corresponding metadata we also need to create in the context of XML that we call XSD. Yeah? There is a syntax to create this particular XSD. So let me try to show an example like how XSD would look like. We can download from Google, take a template and modify based on our need. That's all. Let us see. So we need to understand XSD. Yeah. So there is a file which is HP employee. So I'll just put employee. This is going to be the XSD file. Yeah. In XSD, what we need to understand, we need to understand the root element and substructure like employee, where we can see employee ID attribute, name, substructure. Within that, we've got a first name, last name. Then we can see here dependents, where we have got address, which is going to be another substructure which contains multiple attributes like what we can see over here. That's it. So this is how we can write what I call XSD. So address starts from here and ends till element. That's it. Because element is going to be the starting point for address, right? So which is started here and then index.
Sorry, your voice is breaking a lot.
Then complex type will be used for substructure. We can see complex type open and close. Oh God. 1 second. Yeah, is it better now? Yeah, I think it's yes, right? Anil, Adi, Brahmaya, all.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's audible. It's audible now.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, I was trying to talk about XSD file, right? So where we could able to see structure which is address. Yeah. So address. So for substructure, right? So we need to use a complex type and sequence. Within that, we'll have n number of attributes. So sequence complex type it got closed. Similarly, we can also see here another substructure which is a name, and inside that complex type sequence sequence complex type got closed. This is the name contains first and last, and independent attribute we have here, which is employee ID. That's it. So this way we could able to write XSD. See, we can just copy and paste and change based on our source data that we have in XML. That's all we need to do, nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. So this is XSD. Now let us try to understand this data. It's XML data. Can you see here? So let me try to open this in the notepad. Yeah. So where we can see employee details is going to be the root element. See here. Then inside that employee structure and data. This is an employee ID, which is a 1, and then name, which is structure, right? That contains what first name and last name, which is urgency, whatever. Then one to many. If you say dependency, meaning you will have more than one or one repetition, which is one employee can have n number of addresses. Can you see here? Address starts from here and ends here. In between, we got multiple attributes data like address ID, employee ID, address line 1, address line 2, city, state, zip code, and so on, right? So that's what we could able to see as part of this particular address attributes. Clear, guys, to everyone? Yes, sir. So that's it. Yeah. Now we have seen the data and we have seen metadata, which is XSD, which is XML schema definition. Once we have these two things, we could able to create corresponding component and usage of hierarchy parser to get the job done. Let us see how it will be done. Yeah. So the first thing in IACS data integration, what we need to do? So we need to create a component. Yeah. So component, and the component that we use within this ISCS, which is going to be hierarchical schema component, using which we could able to what we call this particular hierarchical schema based on XST, right? So that's it. Yeah. So once you create it, then the next step is what? We can build a mapping where you will have a source data, which is XML, then use hierarchy parser where we are going to refer this particular hierarchical schema over here. Once you supply the source data, right? Source data, let us say we have a C:\source slash HP underscore source.xml SR. So this complete XML data will be stored in a string type. So hierarchy parser is going to read the string data and then compare the string data against with XML data. After that, if there is a match found, then data would get transferred to a target. Yeah. So within this hierarchy parser, we are going to configure request and also response and see the corresponding result in the target. Yeah. Because request means we send a path, which is a complete path that someone has input. The second response means the result from XML data, which contains employee ID, all that, right? So this will be read by using what? XPath. For example, root, employee ID, and so on. Yeah. For every element or attribute that we have within this XML, they all will be read by using what? Or by specifying corresponding XPath over here. So that's what we can see as part of this particular what we call response. Yeah. Same process will be repeated for other elements as well. For example, root name slash first name. This is going to be XPath for so reading the data from the first name. Yeah. So this will be the first name, right? So that's it. So that's what we are going to configure now. Yeah. Let us try doing it. Yeah. I'll just paste this sample data from my file. Let's say SP employee, right? I think I wanted more. HP EMP, yes. I'll just copy and paste in the chat box. You guys can use it. I don't know if it's visible or not, but I can try. Yes, I just copied and pasted in chat box. Yes, XSS schema, which is the last line of XSS schema. XSS schema, yes. Complete file got copied. You can just put it on a HP EMP in a source directory. Yeah, now we have got HP source, yeah, which is source data, right? So this also, I'll just copy and paste in a chat box. So I'll just put end marker, which is after that second file, data file, which is from XML version. Please copy from XML version till root in Notepad and save it as what? HP EMP, sorry, HP source.xml. Yeah. So this is going to be the data file. Yeah. I think we supplied, I think I gave the input of what we need. Yeah. So please save it to your local system. Yeah. I hope all done right. Now it is time to create a component from the scratch based on XSD, which is what? XML schema definition, right? Let us start doing it. Can you start, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So now let's go to data integration. Click on new. Select components. Here, can you see here hierarchical schema? Please select that. Yeah. So here, if you look at here, upload an XML schema or XML or JSON sample file to use with hierarchy transformation, which means the structure can be available in the form of a JSON or XML or XML schema. So we are using one of them, which is what? XML schema. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, is it done?
Okay.
Click on create. Yes. Now supply hierarchical schema underscore XSD for parsing, right? So please apply this. Yeah. Then can you see upload schema or sample file? So we are trying to upload XSD. Click on choose file and go to a location where we have this particular XSD, which is hpemp.xsd. Yeah. And then say, okay, open. Yeah. Now, if you look at this particular preview here, so we can see XML version 1.0, then schema type, and then followed by root element. Under that, you could able to see EMP details root element. Within that, we have got employee substructure. Within the structure, we have got employee ID attribute. Then name is substructure. Within a name, we have got a first name and last name. Then we have got dependent, which is address, right? So address is your and corresponding address attributes. So like whatever we discussed in a notepad, right? So same thing would appear as part of preview. Now, I hope all of you could able to see the same thing.
Narsima, so actually in the location, right? So we can't able to edit the location. It's showing default.
This location, we just have to choose.
Not this one. Location after name, right? Can you okay and come back?
Okay,
Uh,
that's it. Save,
so
save.
in the okay upper like in the location, right? In the location, we are seeing default, so we are unable to access our C drive or D drive anything.
This one,
Correct.
This is a default, let it be default.
So but
Because
not
this
able
we
to
have
edit.
to create it.
So, okay.
Shravan. So we have
Yes.
to create it. For example, to create it, we need to go to explore and then one second. So here can you see dev project, all that, right? All projects.
Correct.
Yeah. So dev project, default project. So you have default by
Yes.
that comes along with the installation. So if you want to create your own project, click on new project here. Yes, sir. So dev underscore test. Yeah. So by default, it won't be available. We need to create someone. So we got a new one, right? New project. Under click on dev test and click on new folder. You can see in the right top, right? 7.
Yes, I'm able to do.
Yeah, click on that and let us say dev folder, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Save it. So once you create project, right now you can select it to save it. For example, here we have it, right? Click on browse. Now you can browse and specify that location. Yeah.
So in the location, I need to copy paste that XML file and paste here.
No. This is not XML file. This is a folder only.
Okay.
We are going to save this error schema.
Okay.
Oh, you are talking about this location, huh?
Correct. This location.
This is a local. So Windows Explorer, we can just say new and select the text on it.
Yeah,
Supply. Yeah,
okay,
supply the name of the file and paste it there. Shravan?
Okay, able to do.
You got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now let us close this. Yeah, this is done. So this way we could able to create what hierarchical schema based on the given XSD. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please do that. Once it is done, please let me know. So let me show it once again. New components, select hierarchical schema, click on create, because this is one of the complex one. So let it be default name. Then if you want to change the location, let's say we selected, we created just now, right? Project and folder, select so that it will be saved in that location. Then upload this XSD file, which is hpmp.xsd. So now it appears here. Say okay, that's it. So this is what we need to do to create another schema. Thereafter, we can just save it. Yep. And close. Over.
Hello. This XML like data which you shared on Teams, right? So that we can't copy to the lab, right? VM.
Okay. Oh, you cannot copy. Yeah?
Not able to copy.
Yeah, then do one thing. Type your email ID. I'll send it to you. You can just send a broadcast mail to all. Right?
Okay,
So
then
that is possible.
okay, I will send my Gmail. You to send to me.
Yes, you can type your Gmail ID.
Yeah, sent.
Yes, I got it. So I'm sharing 3 of them. So
Okay.
first, yeah, please send it to others also.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So please get it, guys.
So in this schema, do we have to select the XSD which has the address information or which has the employee information?
Both.
Okay, so we have to create two XML schemas.
XML contains both employee data and corresponding address data. Can you see here? This is
Yeah.
the employee data, which contains employee ID name, correct? And
Right.
every employee will have corresponding address. So that's why we can see dependents, one or more addresses. So that is part of this address you can see, and corresponding address attributes.
So
Correct?
in the hierarchy schema, which one did we select? It was the HP EMP one, right?
Yes, HP EMP.xsd selected.
Okay.
That contains XSD like what we can see here. SP, yeah, this is a data, this is structure. This contains both message employee as well as address.
Okay.
Let me show here. EMP details. Within that, can you see here? Employee, then employee ID, then name, first name, last name, then in the bottom dependents, then we have address. Can you see address and address attributes, right? Anyway, XSD we have to have both. Then only we can read it. Otherwise, we cannot read XML data. Yeah. Clear, right? Yes, that one. So without metadata, we cannot read data. So metadata here we have what in HP EMP, sorry, HP source.xs, sorry, HP EMP.xsd, and data is what HP source.xml. Yeah. It has to match anyway. Then only we can read it, else we cannot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope it's done, right?
So now we need to take this HP EMP and .xsd. Okay, that file we need to take now.
Yes.
It's in the hierarchy
HP
component.
EMP.xsd. Yes.
Okay.
Then data file we'll see. That's
Mhm.
next part we are going to talk. Yeah. Now we are focusing on HPMP.xsd only. Yeah. Because structure we need to make it ready, right?
Correct.
Then only we can process data. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, done. Successfully created. Fine.
Right. So now let us create a mapping. Remember, in order to read data from XML file. So we can build a mapping where we can supply XML data file like indirect file. Let me show how. So I think I sent a mail with 3 files, right? One is what? HP sample data.
Correct. 3 files
If
I
you
got.
open, exactly, you can see path, which is a column name or header, and that contains the data is what? Path and file name, HP source.xml. So this is going to be the data file. That's what we discussed, right? This is a data file. Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes.
So please use this file. I think I have sent by an email, right? You can just use that. Okay. Yes. Now we need to use what? Hierarchy parser transformation. Can you see here? Hierarchy parser. Because we are going to use hierarchy parser transformation in order to read the data from an XML file. Yeah. Yeah. Now let us configure hierarchy parser. Yeah. I just clicked on hierarchy parser. Incoming fields, nothing because we did not map it. Input settings. Yeah. Can you see here? Click on file radio button because we have already created the schema from the components. Yeah. Yeah. So click on select. Yeah. Now we have stored this schema on a dev project and an extract folder. So you need to browse to that location and specify this parser, which is hierarchical scheme. That's all. Just to verify, just click on view button where you can see the name of this hierarchical schema, the location where we store it, and then corresponding XSD file, and root is an element. So other things are straightforward, created, updated, all that. Yeah. Because we logged on with this ID to create this particular hierarchical scheme. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So which means prerequisite to configure hierarchy parser would be what? Hierarchical schema should have been created. That's all. Now let us connect source to hierarchy parser. Yes. Now click on source. And configure the source connection. Maximize it. And then we have all the data files in a source location, right? Source folder. So please select the source file connection. It's a single object After that, click on select. And then now we've got HP sample data. We can see it here, right? So please select that. I think we have seen that HP sample data, this one, right? It contains path is a header and path and file is XML data file. Yeah. And then say okay. That's it. So now we can see fields here. See here is only one, which means complete XML data will be stored in this particular string type. That's all. Now I think it's done, right? All so far. We didn't do much here. We have just what you call supplied HP sample data for nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. So now let us try to configure hierarchy parsers. Incoming fields. We have it path, which is derived from HP sample data dot txt. Then we have input settings where we can see what path and a hierarchical schema. That is done. Now our story starts. We need to supply source path as input to this hierarchical schema. Can you see I just mapped connect path to what input? See, map field is what path. So input is equal to path. So please apply this, guys. Yeah, is it done?
Yes.
Fantastic. So now let's go to field mapping. This way we can see the result from or response from hierarchy parser. So here you can just expand. So you can see map all descendants, which means all the elements and corresponding attributes would be sent to a target. Click on this. Now, can you see? If you try to expand on the left side, we can see EMP details. EMP attribute is one attribute. An employee, employed name, within a name first and last name. Then address, we can see what address attributes. That's it. Yeah. Now, let us understand from the top. There is a one-to-one correspondence between the root and EMP details 0 and many elements under EMP details. Example, EMP attributes, employee. These are many, right? And then EMP attributes is only one, and employee 1-to-1. One employee ID. Yeah. Employee also 1-to-1. Name, we can see first name, last name, only one. Now we can see here dependents one to many, which means for each employee, we can have many addresses. That is why one to many. Then we can see address, which is substructure. Within that, we can see what are multiple attributes, address ID, employee ID, and so on, right? That's it. Yeah. So now on the right side, can you see here EMP attribute, which is from root EMP attributes, and then employee ID, employee ID. So we can compare this with the data. So yes, yeah. Can you see here? EMP details is the root one. Within that, we can see what employee ID. Yeah. So you can see employee ID. That is what we call X path. The X path is what? XML path, which will be used to navigate from root to deepermost element. In this case, employee is a root, employee is what? Attribute or element name. Now next, employee name, first name. That's going to be X path for getting first name data, which is for every attribute, we need to specify X path to get the corresponding value. So this way, once you specify X path, right? So all these left side things are there are what fields, which we call relational fields, which means we are trying to convert hierarchical data, which is on the left side, to linear data or relational data, which is on the right side. That's it. How? By using what? X path for every element or for every attribute. If we specify X path, we could able to pull the corresponding data like address ID, employee ID, address line 1, address line 2, city, state, right? That's it. Yeah. So this is what we do. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions from anybody? Simple. This is a tree form, right? This is a non-tree form. Just to make it very simple. Yeah. Clear? Are they roughly?
Okay.
Yeah. Testing. Yeah. Now restore and then connect this to target. Yeah. Can you see here? EMP details. From where it has come, we can see EMP details at the top. From here. From here only we got employee data. Within employee, all that. That's all. So now say okay. Yeah.
So,
After this,
until we define the target field, so the link would be come up, right?
until we define what?
No, until we define the field mapping. So after creating the field mappings only, the link will be enabled, right? Otherwise, the link won't be enabled.
You are right. You are right. Meaning within hierarchy parser, we need to perform field mapping. After that only it will be enabled. You are right. That's
So
what you're
before,
saying, right?
yeah, before checking this checkbox route, so I try to link the hierarchy
No, it will not work.
transformation is not happening.
It will work. It will not work. What you said is right. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Fine. So now let us configure the target. So maximize. So here you can see all the fields, right? Address, ID, cities, whatever. Yeah. See, these fields are derived from hierarchy parser. Yeah, because the result of hierarchy parser is what? This. Yeah. In case, though we use extra fields, right? If you want to exclude, right? Can you see here? We can also exclude. If we exclude, no, those fields will not be transferred to a target. This way also we can eliminate. Our second way, in target we can specify existing. That's also possible. So both the ways we can just exclude. So here also, if we say include, we can do it. Or let's exclude it. We can just filter and field name. Let's say city or whatever type, all that we can specify. Yeah? If you don't want it, then just ignore this. So now let's go to, okay, 1 second. We need to delete this. Yeah, now let's go to target and specify the target connection. Yeah, click on select. Yes, so create new at runtime. Yeah. So here we can specify hierarchy parser target, where we are trying to convert hierarchical data to linear data. Yeah. Dot txt. Huh? That's it. And then say okay. Yeah, so please apply this. And then save it. Yeah, done guys, all. Please. So now we can supply the mapping name, which is mapping underscore hierarchy parser. Yeah, where we are trying to convert XML to relational. Yeah, that's what we are doing, right? XML means hierarchical form. Relational means linear form. Set. Yeah. Yeah. Then let us save this. Yeah. After that, we can run this mapping. Yeah. And click on my jobs to monitor. Yeah, so we are waiting for the result. and refresh. Still doing. Yeah, meantime, if you have any questions, you can still start asking.
So in the hierarchy transformation, so I got one error that is in input field selection. So must contain at least one map. So I need to map here, auto map.
One second.
Mm.
So in input settings, is it what I mean?
Correct. Input field selection.
Yeah, you need to select a file here. Is it selected?
No, that is okay. Next one in field selection.
This field selection. We need to map path to what input. Yeah. Can you say input is here and then
Correct.
path is map one? Is it there?
Okay, I think path is not there. Mapped field.
Yeah. You need to map it. Just drag and drop. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Done? Yeah, fantastic.
Not done.
So I think we have executed, right? So let's wait for the result. Still going on. It is done. See, one row got processed. Yeah. So we can go to target and look at the result here. See, we got the data, linear data, right? Which can be stored in a file or a table or application, wherever you want. Now, let us verify the data. See whether we got all the values that we have in HP source data file or not. The first one, yeah. What is the first one? Let's say employee attribute. So can you see employee attribute, which is going to be what string? Yeah. So in this, you can see it's a string. We got it. And second one, which is what? Employee ID. So employee ID, so we can see, right? Employee ID is what? 1. And same thing, you can see here. Similarly, name, first name, last name. First name is Arjun, last name is Sinha. So we can see that here. First name is Arjun, last name is Sinha. Right? Yes or no? And then dependents. Now we can look at address attributes like address ID 2, employee ID 1. Yeah. So address ID 2 and employee ID 1. Yeah. Similarly, line 1, line 2 we have, right? Which is yes, line 1, Wagner Tech Park. So we can see here, and then sorry. Then we have line 2, which is line 2, this one, right? Which is CV Ramanan, whatever. City, Bangalore, then state, Karnataka, and code. So Bangalore, Karnataka, and code, and finally we have a date. So date also we can see it here. That's it. So which means, so we got a complete data without any truncation or whatever. Yeah. This is how we need to understand each and every part clearly, guys, so that there won't be any confusion at all. Yeah. I hope you all have got.
I missed one, so I got warning in the it's like so that the path is set right. C drive source slash HP source XML doesn't exist or is in readable format. So I think you have told
Okay.
me about. Can you fix it?
Okay. Probably can just share your desktop.
Okay. So able to see my desktop.
It's coming. C source HP source.xml. No?
Correct.
So go to your Windows or File
Folder.
Explorer.
Correct.
So C source. Where is the source? Source folder is not there. And the C drive. Go to C drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I see. I used normal. Okay, fine. Okay. I will create now.
Yeah, you can create and copy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Got right. You got right. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks.
So that's it. Yeah. Like how we can convert hierarchical data to relational data or linear data. That's it, guys. Now let's focus on simple transformation. It's a bit complex. A simple one, let's say expression transformation. So if you want to perform any mathematical operations, so we can start thinking of using what expression transformation. Yes or no? Yeah. I repeat, if you want to perform any mathematical operation, and mathematical operation could be string-based operation, or it could be what numeric operation, date-based operation, data conversion, or whatsoever. So any kind of what you call operation or mathematical computation be done by using what available functions under expression transformation, right? So let me try to, yes, broadly speaking, I'll just remove this because we have discussed already. Okay. Fine, let's talk about this. So this is going to be expression transformation. So here we can perform in broader sense string-based operations, then numeric operations, then date-based operations, then data. Sorry.
Sorry. Nothing.
Yeah, data conversion operations or special functions, whatever, right? So string-based, like we have concat or substring, whatever, right? And then numeric, we can now let's say absolute, what do you call, round or floor or seal, whatever. Date based, get date or get part date or whatever, right? Then data conversion, converting string to integer or string to float or other boolean to string or integer to string, whatever, right? Or date to string, string to date. They're the examples of conversion. Let us try doing it straight away. Yeah, it is not complex, easiest one. Yeah? Let us build a new mapping, guys. All yeah. Yes. Now we can see what mappings. Click on create. Yeah. Now, so let us take any source. Let's say we are using asic1.txt. Please select the source then configure source connection. Yeah. So SEQ, now SEQ1.txt, say okay. Then look at the fields C1, C2, C3. Yeah. Now go to expression transformation. Maximize. So incoming fields, let's say we have 3 fields with a string type. So we'll perform string-based operations. Yeah. So click on expression. So click on plus and supply, let's say concat result. Yeah. Yeah. Then say okay. Yeah. So now click on configure. Concat means what? We can combine the data from more than one column. Example, let's say we have first name, last name, or middle name. We can concat based on these 3 and create a full name. Yeah. So for that, we can go to built-in functions and in the string category, we can see concat function. So please click on that. Specify, let's say C1, C2. Yeah. Yeah. And then say okay. Yes.
Do you have any new special functions compared to the Power Center? Is it like same to the Power Center?
No, no, no. Functions wise, it is same, but features wise, it has got extra, like a templates, parameterization, and then now integrating with third-party applications. Those things are much easier in ISCS, but templates cannot even perform by using Power Center. You will see as we go on. Fine. See, functions are very simple. Anybody can write it, but having template as concept is a very complex. So that they have done it as part of this. Yeah. Yeah. Now let us. I think we configured it. So let's configure the target. Yeah. Now supply the target file name. So which is what expression, right? Expression target for string-based operations dot txt. Yeah. And then say okay. And that's it. Now we can supply mapping. Mapping is mapping underscore expression. Here, let's say we are focusing on what string. And save it. And done it. And click on my jobs to look at this particular mapping. Yeah. Yeah. Now let us try to refresh. Yeah. Can you see here? All the 6 rows proceed right. So it's very straightforward. Yeah. So you can see C1, C2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Both are concatenated and we can see concatenated result. Similarly for other rows. Yeah. Simple one. Yeah. Now let us talk about some more. Okay. So let's go to expression and add one more. So here, let's say we can perform what replace all occurrences of some character from a given input string. Let's take a bit complex one, which means replace result. Replace character I put here or string, whatever. Yeah? Which means, let us say there are n number of characters from a given input string. We need to identify that first, search, then replace with some other character. So that we are going to perform. Let us do that. So click on configure. So built functions here. Yeah, let's go down. See, bit complex one. So we can use either replace character string. Flag indicates case sensitive or not. String 1. So we can just type some string A, B, C, A, A. Let's say A, there are 3 occurrences, right? And then string 2, we can see clearly help in the bottom, right? This indicates what case sensitive or not. String 1, input, replace string 2 with a string 3. So string 3 here, we supply what A, oh sorry, A and replace with what? Capital A. I'll just put capital A. They supply, which means we are trying to what you call get input string, identify or search all occurrences of A character, replace with what? Capital A. That's all we are doing here. So we should get capital A, B, C, capital A, capital A. That's the result. Then validate. Yeah. So please perform this. Yeah, and then say OK. Now let us save and run and see whether it works well or not. Let's run it and monitor. Yeah, so let's try to refresh. Yeah, now let us see the replace result. So we just used hard-coded data, right? See, it got replaced. All occurrences of A, which is lowercase character, right, got replaced with uppercase character A. That's all. Yeah. So this is how one can start performing replace functionality. So likewise, we'll just focus on one more function, then we'll come out from string. Then we'll go with the numeric one or two, then date one or two, then conversion one or two. Yeah. For each category, one or two will do it. Yeah. So click on plus and perform. That's a substring result. So substring means what? Extract part of a given input string. For example, let's say we got a full name and get first 4 characters from a full name. In such cases, we can use what? Substring. Now, the usage is very simple. You'll have manual, right? Help. We can blindly follow that. Input string, start position, length, which is number of characters that you want to extract. Yeah. Say OK. Then configure. Yeah. So here we can go to built-in functions and expand string sub str. Can you see here sub str we have it. Yeah. So now input I'll just hard code it. Let's say I just put example. My name not simple. Yeah. Right. And then start position. Let's say 1. Length. Let's say 4 characters. And validate. Yeah. Instead of hard-coded value, right? We can also supply column name. Sorry. And validate. Yeah, done guys. Say okay. Now let us save and monitor. This we can perform L-trim to trim the spaces on the left side of a given input string, which is remove blanks. Then R trim opposite, remove blank characters at the end of a given input string. Trim does both left and right. And then similarly R pad, L pad, adding padding character like a hash or whatever. Then we can also get character add, or we can also think of some more basic string functions, which are very quite straightforward and easy to use. Yeah. Then refresh. So you can see all 6 rows got processed. So here, now let us look at the result here. Can you see we got first 4 characters because start position 1 and length we give 4 characters from maximum, right? So we got 4 characters. That's it, guys. Like how to get part of a given input string by using what? Substring. Yeah. I hope it's clear to everyone, right? Yes or no? Yeah. 7 on the
Yep.
7 on the row with the
Yes, yes.
yeah. Good. Now, yeah. Now let us go to another category, which we call numeric category. Yeah? Same mapping, we'll use it and add some more operations. Example, round value. You know, these are very simple things. You know? So rounding a value, right, from a given decimal value. You know? Let's say integer. You know? If we say 2.5, you'll get 3. If it is less than 2.5, it is 2. You know? Above decimal point, if it is above 5, upper value, below decimal, below 5 will be lower value. That we all know it. Yeah. Simple mathematics. So we'll do one example, then we'll come on for that. Yeah. This is numeric functions, right? Select this, and then we are using round up. So let's say substitute value. Substitute value of let's say 2.5. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. I'm trying to show one at a time because if I try to perform many things in one go, right, some people get confused. Just say we take one, understand end to end, right? That's a small thing, but it will be full of clarity. Yeah, all 6 rows got transferred. Now we can see absolute value of 2.5, which is 3, right? Above 0.5, which is whatever. So now it's absolute value, right? So now let's focus on other numeric functions are straightforward, guys. Now let's focus on, like we got a flow, seal means upper value, floor means lower value. Yeah. So, and then we have one good function under what is called numeric category. So we have got a random value, and we can also think of what you call using some other numeric function, which is, let's say we have base conversion or square root. That's the square root of 16, which is equal to 4 anyway, but we are just trying. Round was there, we have not used it earlier. So you can just change the name here, square root result. Okay. Yeah, now let us save and run. Then refresh. Yeah. Yeah. Let's say we got 4, right? Score you. That anyway we expected, and that's correct. Now let's focus on date-based operations. First, let us try to get the system date or current date or offset date or date and time, whatever. Let us get one. Then after that, we'll focus on manipulation, in the sense extract part of a given input date, like a month or day or year. Yeah, that's all we need, right? How to get the date or time and extract part of it. That's it. So let us try to click on plus and supply. Let's say get date result, right? Or get system data put here, sys date. Yeah. And we can store this in the system date and time. Can you see there's the date and time type, right? So please select this thing, guys, all of you.
Hello.
Yes, they selected.
Done. Generated system
Yeah.
data.
Yeah, good. So now click on configure. So here we can go to built-in functions. Say expand date, where we can see any function is there to get it. Yeah, we have system timestamp. You'll get it. Or another way, we can also get it from pre-built system variables. Here we can see one of the variable is what? Sysdate. Yeah, and then validate. Yeah. So that's it. It's validated, right? Say okay. Yeah. That's it. Now let us save and run. Yeah. And run. Yeah. Yeah, so let us refresh this. Okay, so now let us look at whether we got data or not. See last one, right? We got the data in time. So we got data in time. This is 20th March 2024 and 5:58. Yeah. So that's it. Now let us say we need to get part of the date, like either month or day. Yeah. For that, we can just use one of the date weight function. Yes, let us click on mapping expression. Go here, maximize and add. Yeah. So here you can supply what. So extract. So date part. I'll just put it. Okay. So that will be stored in a string only because part of the date characters, right? Set of characters. Yeah, done guys all. Then say
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Now click on configure and go to built-in functions and expand date. You can see date, right? Here we can see what get date part. You can see, right? Select get date part where we can see in the bottom return value of a part of a date. First, let us specify the date. Let's assist date and then format. Yeah. So you can specify, let's say which means we are going to get the month. Yeah. Let us see. And then say okay and save it. Yeah. And then run. Yeah. Yes. Now let us try to refresh. See, it is done. Now we can see month, which is 3. That's it. So that's it, guys. Like how to perform date-based operations. So finally, we can also focus on data conversion. For example, convert date to a string or string to a date. Why we need to do that? If you convert date to a string, we can perform string manipulation functions. For that purpose, we can convert, and vice versa. So let us see. So click on add, specify what data conversion or type conversion, and just put conversion result. Yeah, like date to string or string to date, whatever. Yeah, that's a date to string date focus. And then say okay. Now click on configure. Here you can specify what conversion. Yeah, can you see conversion category here? Here, let's say we can use what to date. Yeah, string to date it is going to convert. Yeah, for example, we supply string here, which is let us say 03 20 2024. That's then we can specify the format. Example DD yeah. Validate. See, there is a problem. To date, right? Type should be date time. We give what? String. So let us change the type here. Date time. Now revalidate this. Yes, validate. See, now it is perfect. Yeah. So please try doing it, guys.
Or otherwise keep sysdate there. Sysdate.
Sorry.
Instead of that, you can keep sysdate automatical text.
Yeah, that's also fine. We can do that. Yeah. So now save. And run. Yeah. So tomorrow we need to focus on complex transformations, guys. I'll talk about what we covered so that you can read and come for the session. Yeah, refresh. And refresh this. Yeah, see here, all 6 rows are transferred. So we can see the result. Yeah. So which is converts into result. See here, we got it. So DD, whatever. Yeah, that's it. Like how to perform convert. Other ways we can do. This is to date, right? String to date. Same other way. So you can perform to char, which is date. To char is for string, date to string. Yeah. Rest of the conversion like to integer or to big int. That's simple. Yeah? I'll just put here conversion of date Okay. Let us see what we have. Yeah. So you can say numeric to character you can do, and to integer, convert to integer, to float to date. It is, I think, to date, I think we have already done. That's it. So we can also see all functions in that, you can see all of them. And we have seen so far categorical based. Here we can see all of them. Yeah. So it's string based, numeric based, conversion based, and others. Let's say power, random, regular expression, max, replace. I think you've seen it already. Round, I think we have done for absolute. We have used it on that. Then we can say trim functions. So set date part also we can do. These are for variable based functions. Then string based functions we have already done. Trigonometric functions, tan, cosine, whatever. Yeah, we don't use it much. That's why I'm not talking about it. Here there's a toCal. So we can supply date as input. Yeah, sys date or whatever. Format is optional. If you want, you can specify. Or else without that also, I think it will come. Let us see. Yeah. So it will be converted to string. After that, we can apply some sub. Let us see that. Yes, sub str. This is going to be the string, comma, 1, comma, 2 characters. That is the first 2 characters. Yeah, can you see here? First, we are trying to convert this data to what? A string. Then take that string as input and extract part of it. So this way we can just perform string-based operations after performing conversion. Yeah. Yeah. So please do that. And then say okay. Now save and run. Yeah. Yeah, let us refresh this. Yeah, it is done. Yes. Yeah. So last one, let's say we got 3. First 2 characters, right? From date we extract. That's it, guys. Like how to make use of what you call appropriate string-based functions after converting date to string. Likewise, you can apply or you can perform any kind of operation or any kind of string-based operations based on what given input date. Now the next question, let us say, can we perform other way in a string to date? Once we're done with that, you got to get part date, set part date, add offset. We've got multiple date-based functions, right? So those things also can be performed after converting string to what I call date. Yeah. Similarly, for converting this numeric to string, string to numeric or whatever. Yeah. So that's all about expression transformation. Now, let us try to jump into small part of this what data integration, which we call there are multiple types of tasks which you can perform over here. Like we have synchronization task and replication task. So yesterday we talked about mapping task, which is going to help us like how to make a mapping as what runnable element that we could perform by using what mapping task. Now let us try to focus on synchronization. For example, let us say we got multiple regions which are spread across multiple parts of the globe. Like we have, let's say, Asia Pacific region, Western region, and so on. For example, due to some natural calamity issues, if something goes wrong in India, so we need to make this particular data is not interrupted for some reason. So we need to maintain the data in the area where there is no natural calamity issues. In such cases, we can make the data synchronized. Let's say India one data center in America, US, some other data center. We can run this particular synchronization task periodically so that data will be synced across these two countries or corresponding regions. Yeah. Let us try to create it. And the media will be anything, guys. Let's say in India, we are trying to maintain the data in what? A file. It's not mandatory that we have to have similar media in some other destination, like the US or some other Europe country, right? So now let us try doing it practically where we make it sync across multiple regions. One is a file, other is also, let's say, file. You know, it's not what you call mandatory that we need to follow similar type. It could be dissimilar type, or it could be same type. Yeah. So it supports all of them. Now we are trying to use task operation, which is going to be what? Insert, meaning, so whatever data that comes out from the source, which will be sent to a corresponding target. Let us try to click on next and see how well we could able to perform transferring data from source to target. So in this, we have to select appropriate connection from source and also target. Thereafter, if you want to limit the number of rows, then we can go with what? Applying the filter condition. Now, can you see here, guys? Here, only single option got enabled, but not saved query because they're applicable for in case we use source as what? Database media. Now select source object, example, a flat file over here, seq1.txt or whatever, right? I'm trying to apply the filter and see whether we could able to get to see the file or not. So please select a file. After that, we will see like what to be done. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a common concept, guys. This concept is just in several years. Yeah. So especially if you want to make data not interrupted due to some reason. Yeah. Now click on next. Yeah. So we can specify the connection details for the target. Yeah. So target could be, let us say, some other country. So here I'm trying to use same on-prem location because we don't have access for remote. If you have it, you can also do that. See, it's simple. You just have to specify remote connection details, right? It's nothing beyond that. Yeah. So here we can take any target, for instance, app.txt, and then get it selected. Yeah. And then when you try to map, we can take a call, like do we need to map all the columns or specific columns. Yeah. So for example, in this we can see only two columns, which means two columns data would get mapped from source to a target. So that synchronization would take place only for those two columns. Now, let us get into the next step where we can limit the number of rows by applying the filter condition if needed. It's not mandatory. So let us see empty synchronization where we are not applying any filter condition. Now the next question is what? Are we going to apply the field mapping? By default, there is going to be one-to-one correspondence between the source and target. If you look at here, source is going to be SEQ1 and target is what? Aggregation.txt. So if you see this green tick mark, which indicates what? Straight through mapping is already done. On top of that, if you want to apply any manipulation, we can also build any expression over here. Yeah. But besides to that, in case if you have some extra capabilities, that will be taken care by other would embed as part of this expression. We could also do that, provided if you already have a maplet that was built with some appropriate manipulation. Right? After that, click on next. Yeah. Now this part we all know it, right? So we can run this particular task on demand or on schedule. Notification part we have already discussed in the last session, pre and post, parent file name, all that. Anyway, we are going to talk about with practical example like how one can now supply value to a parameter or parameters at some time. Click on finish. Yes. So now we can see the summary information, like what we did so far. After that, we can just get it executed. Yeah. Now it's your turn to ask questions, guys. I request all of you to ask as many questions as you could, so that we can make it more interactive. Tomorrow is the last day, right? So I request everyone to what I call go through the material, or you can also search. Then there's a lot of material in the Google. So you can directly go to Informatica site and look at all ISCS documentation and prepare questions and ask any kind of question you can ask. I'll definitely answer any kind of question. Yeah. Yeah, one problem. So one small issue with this is what? So every now and then we need to start getting it refreshed so that we could able to see the effect of it. Or else auto refresh would not take place if you're on the same screen. But if you try to switch over from one window to some other window, auto refresh would take place. You know, let me try to refresh and look at the effect. See, we could able to see all the 6 rows that got transferred from source to target. Here we give what target as ag.txt. See here, most our recent dated file is what 1821 621 in words generated, where we just mapped only 2 columns, C1 and C2, only those values were transferred to a target. That's it. So this way, we can guarantee that if you have missed data in the source, we could always get it back from archive place, which is what some other location. Yeah. So that's it, like how well we could able to perform the data synchronization from source to target. But here we did what? Straight through synchronization. But if you want to apply any what I call limited, where we can apply a filter condition, or if you want to add some other things like adding a map thread, that also could be done quite easily over here, right? So let us try applying what filter condition and see how it is going to behave as a result of limiting the data. Yeah. So we can directly pick up the filter part and apply any filter condition by clicking on what new button and select the file. In case we have multiple files, then drop-in is going to make sense, or else nothing much. And select C1 and apply. That's it one. Yeah. So which means we are going to get the data which satisfy this particular condition in the target. Let us see whether it's going to work or not. Yep. Yes, we modified it. Let us rerun and look at the effect of this particular change. So by default, what happens? It will be started, queued, running, and exit status, success or failure. This is the order of execution of the sequence of any task. Yeah. Any questions from anybody, guys? So Anil, Nagaraj, Shravan, Brahmaya, Pratap, all. Yeah.
I have one
Guys,
question.
want to get active and ask questions. Yes, Madhu.
How to debug the mapping, whatever we done?
Okay. See, one way to debug mapping is what one, we can have preview data, one option we have already seen that, which means we can have preview data, the source side, any transformation, we can have it. That's one way. And second way is what we got log files, like what we have in local power center, like the session log and so on, right? Those we have it here also. For example, there are any issues with respect to what agent, so we got agent related logs like info agent, agent core, all that. If you have any issues with respect to mapping, then we can look at session log or mapping task log. That is going to tell us like where there is a problem to troubleshoot the issue of what has happened. So that way we can identify the cause of failure, like what went wrong in a given input mapping. And then we also have got what I call detailed way of getting it debugged by using one flow chart. There is an advanced view, or if I get time, I'll talk about it, where we can clearly see the complete visualized flow chart through which we can identify like where exactly there is a problem. Yeah. So like we have got parallel debugger within this power center, right, where we can set the breakpoint, and from there we can start getting it debugged, like continuous step in step for all that, right? So that provision we don't have it here. Instead, we have advanced view through which we could able to troubleshoot the issues of what we have within this particular mapping, and also task and task flows. All that could be debugged quite easily.
Like okay, so for backtracking for like field connectivity, so we will check that.
Say it again.
For backtracking,
Backtracking in the sense what?
like in the sense, so the connectivity from the target fields to source fields, right? So in the power center, we can check the which are the field is connected to the source and what are the
We have
transformation
got
connectivity.
impact analysis, 7. There is an impact analysis, so through
Okay.
which we can identify from target to source, we can trace it back. You know, or from anywhere to anywhere, not necessarily only target 7. So from anywhere to anywhere, for example, from half, let's say there are n number of tasks, n could be 10. From
Okay.
fifth, we need to keep it back, whatever, backtrack to what? Source 1. That also can be done, or from last target to source also could be done. 7.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is a normal concept that we have for any warehousing tool. So this IS is advanced form, right? So we need to think beyond what would be supported by our center. For example, now we are trying to build tasks, right? Synchronization tasks, we got application tasks, we got what we call SC type or SC type. These are pre-built templates which are built by Informatica. We just have to make use of it to get the functionality of what we need. So, but in Power Center, we have to build it by ourselves. Yes, sir, no, Steven and others. So that we could avoid doing it by using this templates. Yeah?
So HCD is also, I think, pre-built is there for data warehouse.
Yes, we have right, Steven. We have pre-built templates. Yeah. Yeah.
So like for running these shell commands also we have Tasca shell commands.
Yes, we have like we have command tasks that in workflow in Power Center. Same thing we have execute
Correct.
command. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. In task flows, yes, we'll see that, Steven. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So let us try to refresh. Yeah, see, it got failed. Reason is what? There is a type problem because we are trying to apply mismatching types, because we are trying to apply what we call numeric operation against the string data. So we need to apply what string filter. So we can just put it in what single quote, right? Compatible, incompatible, right? Types. Yeah. So finish. So let us try to refresh. Yeah, see, we got 2 rows. Yeah, greater than 1, right? Which is 4 and 7, I think. Let us see that. Yes, 4 and 7. So that's it. So this way we can also what it call perform synchronization based on what filter also. Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. So we'll continue from it tomorrow where I'm going to talk about, let me talk about what I'm going to talk tomorrow so that you guys can prepare come up with questions. Yeah, I'm going to cover what leftover transformation, which are specific to ETL only. So clients deduplicate their part of data quality. And I'll talk about hierarchy builder, like how to convert linear data to XML, then Java transformation, then maplet, normalize, I think we discussed, parse is part of data quality. So then we have sequence, very straightforward, we'll do it. Sorter also will do small thing. SQL is small thing, we can do it. Structure is very important transformation, the complex one, where we can convert unstructured to structure. Verifier is part of data quality. Yeah. So these transformations I'm going to cover. After that, we will talk about tasks. Yeah. So replication, then integration, some pre-built templates, right? See how they work. Some of them cleanse to perform data cleansing, like removal of nulls on that. Warehousing, SC type 1, type 2. We'll try to see one of them. Then
Like
I think someone else.
we see one example with the DB also, DB connectivity, other than
Yes,
flat
I'll
files.
talk about that. That's very simple. You just have to specify the connector details like username, password, port number. Yeah. So with that, we could able to talk to database, get the data. I'll show definitely one example. Yeah. And map that one map that example. Then task force. So we got pre-built templates. If you don't want it, we can also build everything from the scratch by using task flow. This I'm going to cover. So that's it. That's the plan for tomorrow. After that, we'll talk about debugging techniques and performance tuning techniques. Yep, that's a plan for tomorrow's session. I hope it is clear, right? On top of that, if I get time, I'll also talk about cloud application integration, like how to connect from, let's say, IS Salesforce to ISCS and vice versa. How to read data from Salesforce from ISCS, yeah, or how to write data to Salesforce itself or from Amazon, whatever, right? I'll try to cover that. Or let's say we need to start interacting with third-party portal application where they exposed a number of APIs. So from IACS, can we get data through API, like which are based on the REST or REST, whatever, and start performing to and fro operations, which means read the data from API, write data through API to target, whatever, right? So such things we'll see. If I see, it all depends on the time. If you have time, right, we can spend even 5 more or 6 more days. That much of depth we have in ISCS. Fine. Anyway, whatever best we could, we'll do it tomorrow. Fine. Okay, guys. Okay then. Thanks to all and bye. Yeah.